Oh, look at that. We're live. Okay. So the name of the video is Theta SafeMoon Dash. Oh my. I know. Okay. So first off, not investment advice, not investment advice, not investment advice. Okay. So hello, Crime Stoppers. I'm not a professional anything anymore, other than maybe a professional math teacher. And even that, I just play blocks with children and have a fun time. Okay. So, I don't know much about Dash. All I know is that Gregory Mannarino is calling it on Dash, and I know that Gregory Mannarino has rarely ever led me astray. I've made so much money off of that guy's advice, I can't even begin to tell you. So there's that. SafeMoon, looking pretty good if you understand negative amortization and the fact that they cut their coins in half in 60 days, I guess, 65 days, something like that. There was about half as many. Of course, they started out with a quadrillion. So, but I'm already up like 14 bags on that. And at one point I was up like something ridiculous, like 36 bags. And it's going to be more than that because guess what? The last time it ran, there were a whole lot more coins than there are now. If you don't know about SafeMoon, look into SafeMoon, right here on the YouTubes. Put it in the search bar, and there's plenty of guys that know a whole lot more about SafeMoon than I do. You can also go, if you go on the internet, you can look around and find interviews with the CEOs. They're pretty proactive, so they do some, with the customer stuff. So you can, they do Q&As and all kind of stuff. Do your due diligence before you dump stuff in. Just my opinion, but Doge is going to be one of the Dogecoin or the Dogecoin. 78 billion in market cap for a meme coin, where even the guys that created the coin are like, guys, what the hell are you doing? Okay. If a coin like SafeMoon gets a $78 billion market cap, holy crap. Okay, and then Theta. If you don't know about T-Fuel and Theta, find out about T-Fuel and Theta. I'm telling you right now. I've been talking about it since it was 65 cents. I knew about it since it was 5 cents. It took me that long to do my freaking research, and I'll turn around, and it's 65 cents. Told my son about it. I think he got some in at like $1.69 or something like that per coin. Now it's sitting at $10. This is the same thing as Ethereum or maybe even Bitcoin at $10. It's going to go bigger than Ethereum. If you know anything about anything, in 3 years, this will be more than Ethereum. So every $10 bill you trade now, or a $20 bill, is actually less than 20. It's like, let's just look. I'll look. I should have it up here someplace. Why, yes, I do. Okay, it's not $10. It's $11.16 at the moment. All right, so for $11.16, if every time you give one $10 bill and $1 bill, and you're gonna get 30 $100 bills back, I would make that trade all day long. I'm just saying, it's coming. Wouldn't mortgage the house, wouldn't sell the car, right? Wouldn't any of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, the chances of this going to where Ethereum is now, very, very high. Let's see. So there's and then Dash. Like I said, I know squat about Dash. All I know is that Gregory Mannarino seems to think it's a good thing. Okay, so there's the coins. I'm not here to talk about coins, but that's what it says on my thing. So maybe some people will come and talk about coins. I'm here to talk about Alphonse. Crap, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name. Wait, and I'm going to put some video over here. Actually, I'm just going to put a link to his channel. Start with the first video and work your way up. The black and white video, you can actually see his progression, where he begins to learn things also. But this guy had got it going on, along with Kirk's Law Corner and along with A Warrior Calls. First off, if you've been following me for a while, everything this guy says is going to make you happy. And so whoever it is in this chat that turned me on to that guy, I can't thank you enough. Anyway, there'll be his YouTube channel. I have spent days now watching his YouTube channel. Many things between what I know and what this guy knows. Oh my. There's the oh my. Oh my. It was one guy that did the thing in Texas. It's going to be one guy, looks like me, that does the thing here in Hawaii. Because I'm going to let the governor know. And see, Alphonse is not big about notice. I'm big about notice. First, before you do anything, you don't ambush these guys. You tell them what you're going to do. And they cannot do nothing. They don't have a defense against your affidavits. The only thing they can do in Hawaii, which they constantly do in Hawaii, is play hooky, right? Send guys to your door to threaten you, or like you forget to turn your blinker on and you got a cop on you or whatever. That's the only thing they can do is harass you. What if I'm not in the state? Here's what I found out. So freaking many people moved out of this state that used to be 10 by 10s, storage units were like $450 and screw you. And maybe you could, get a ground floor. Now, well, actually, there's one place I called. They only have one ground floor, but they got plenty of stuff in the big old, hospital type elevators with the big carts for like $289 with 25% off. And some of them have sales where if you sign up online, you get a first month free and all kind of crazy stuff. Okay. This tells me that people with money and people that had too many possessions and had them in storage have left the state. We have actually, per capita, we have one of the highest, what do they call it, immigration rates in the nation, where there's only 1.4 million of us and 8,000 people left this island, this state, or these islands. Who you are, where you are, what you are. Anyway, where I am not in the state of Hawaii. In fact, listen to my words. And see, this is the thing from Alphonse. It is perfect. Did I tell you about the prepositions? Yes, I told you about the prepositions. The prepositions are important. Two things to do with it. First, of, right? And second, on. Am I on the state of Hawaii or am I in the state of Hawaii? Oh, I'm on an island. I'm on the land, but I'm in residence or I'm in. Oh, there's your clue. Difference between in, of, on, at. Anyway. So, again, with this guy's knowledge and my knowledge, suddenly I've become, what's the word? I mean, all these guys, Costco, they're going to get it. Every business on this island that decided to go along with bogus rules and orders, they're going to be in trouble. I have a good friend. Actually, I'm not going to talk about it. But he's in the law profession, let's put it that way, and basically has turncoat. He's like, these guys, they've lost their minds. I'm not doing this. I didn't sign up for this, and I can't keep doing this. So we're in cahoots, as it were. But the idea is that you just need to go through Alphonse's stuff. And, it is this, too. Let me see if I can find one fast one. Because, bro, he gave you the paperwork, everything. You guys have no excuse anymore. Nope. And, I just found out... So basically, he talks about, judicial grievances. So if you're from the state of Hawaii, I just found out we don't have judicial grievances, but I just got the website for the disciplinary board of the state of Hawaii. And because we don't call them grievances here, we call them complaints. So where do I complain about a judge that called me Mr. By my middle name? And tried to reduce me and blah, 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 and made numerous continuances and tried to pretend like the family court was some kind of court that I owed a duty or conduct to. Anyway, contact information, Commission on Judicial Conduct, 417 South King Street. I know where it is in my mind. Room 206A. I can see the building. Honolulu, Hawaii, 96813. They got a telephone number here, 808-539-4790. They got a fax number. That's what I'll be doing. And an email. I'll also be emailing them to let them know in advance. Because I'm not gonna ambush these guys. I'm gonna make them sweat and let them know. If I know there's okay, just for fun. Here on this island of Maui, on Maui, these guys were having an ecstatic dance party. We have a good hippie community on Maui, and most of them live in Haiku. The sprout heads, and they eat vegan, and they're, patchouli is their favorite smell. Anyway, but I mean, good people, just hippies. They're just hippies. All right. They were having a dance party. They got raided. One guy got arrested. Okay. So what you're telling me is that people from a private municipality, not municipality, that's not the word. A municipal corporation, a limited liability municipal corporation. Wait a minute. A limited liability service corporation with which they had no contract decided that they weren't allowed to have a party at their house. Broke it up, entered onto private property, and arrested people and wrote citations. what do you think? Do you think that they are in trouble? Because they were going to make an example of these people. So what they're going to find out the hard way is, no, those people are going to make an example out of them because I'm going to armor them up with knowledge. Because a couple of them said, hey, can you help these guys out? I'm like, absolutely. But I'm going to do the Morpheus thing where, see that? That's the door. You got to walk through. I'm not filling out no paperwork. I have no firsthand knowledge. I was not there. All right. But I'll show you what to do. And this shit is easy. Like easy. The dimmest among you can do this. Hold on a second. Let me put this, because he gave you the, and again, your own risk, because if you use this freaking paperwork and you just cut and paste and you don't know what you're doing, and even him, he don't know capital diminutio maximo. Listen to me slaughter Latin, but basically it means you don't like right. Oh, look, here's a list of prime numbers. You don't like right. I am a man. That's not, you don't want to do, especially that right there. That right there says opposite. Amoral. Are you moral or amoral? A man. Same damn principle. All right. So what you need to understand is we have a language that we call English, or whatever your language is, but the court does not speak English the way we speak English. And if we try to speak English and think that they're going to use, but see, connotative linguistics, they are going to take the words and twist them and say, oh, you said you're a person. Oh, you're in our jurisdiction. Oh, because you use language and you don't know how to use the language. All right. So I told you 100 times. You got to get this book right here and read them. The bagatik, but still yet, you got to read it. This will set you free. And see, Alphon, same thing. Documented defects, same thing. I was going to do the same thing. Now I'm absolutely going to do the same thing. Where, right, you just point out they make a copy of the ticket or whatever they gave you, and then just point out all the defects, right? And I've done videos on that already. I'm not going to cover it again here today. It's hump day. What else did I want to say? Oh, I was going to go find the, is that here? Nope. Oh, God. Here's something that you don't want to look at, which is giving me a headache. And so I shouldn't look at this anymore. But let me see here. Hold on a second. This is the vaccine adverse reaction database. Somebody put it into Google Docs. And I'm trying to figure out where to cut it, because this is one hell of a long URL, and I don't need it all. But all right, I'll just stick the whole thing in here. I think it came off of, let's see, where to go? Where I can put you guys. Yes, I'm live on my channel. There you go. All right, let me put this right here. And let me look. Look, I got my happy magnifying glass out. Right there. After the question mark, it can go away. All right, because if you don't put it all there, it won't. So delete that and then put that. All right. That's like 3,000 and more. And you can search by your state. I just did search for Hawaii. Most everybody in Hawaii was 65 plus that has had the adverse reaction wherein they ceased breathing forever. I'd say that's an adverse reaction. Okay, so anyway, there's that. Then, so you can show that to your friends and understand that's about 1%. So if there's 3,000 there, that means 300,000 others probably went unreported. Okay, now let's see here. Oops, not that one. Oh, I never did watch that. Okay. I'll go put this over here too. For those of you that want to have some fun, look, I just trained links at your way. That is USA Watchdog, and there is the absolute inference, right? Yep. Now, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Anyway, this one is going to be, like I said, I'm just putting links out there. And because I put those coins on there, maybe some people will watch, most people will watch through the first like 2 minutes and then tune out. But some of them may go through the whole thing. Now, let me find Alphonse's page where he has Okay, and God bless this guy because yeah, he's just like me, just like everybody else, got fed up, decided screw this, I'm not doing this anymore, and figured out, oh wait a minute. All right, so turns out maybe, just maybe, we have a little more oomph than you thought. Okay, all of a sudden I can't find his page. Really? I thought I had pulled that up before. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I started complaining. Okay, so this is go his pages. The home's there, but here are all the documents. So what has he got here? He's got affidavit of status. Those where you're going to make your claims and declarations. Affidavit of fact, affidavit of, and you got to register. But for most part, you can even preview these things for free. But you got to log in, and it's free. And he's not doing nothing with your information. Bar grievances, huge. Anyway, you see all this stuff, and see, I've already debt collection. I'm done. IRS, I already did that stuff. Did that stuff 20 years ago. Judicial judge challenges, fee schedules, judicial complaints, mail fraud. Yeah, them buggers been send me in the mail also. And okay, and then I didn't put it over here. Hold on a second. And then all right, let me put it, cut and paste it into this. Okay, every freaking document you could possibly need. Boom. No, all 6 of you have no more excuse. No more excuse. If you don't want to wear the mask, you don't have to wear the mask because they cannot force you to make a medical intervention to go into a store. And you're going to sue the employee. Man, I know you don't want to. I know you'd much rather lose your country and just stay home and be a muggle. But if you want this country back, Trump ain't giving it back to you. Biden, for fuck sure, isn't giving it back to you. You take it back. And I believe the man's name was Frederick Douglass. 2 things he said. 1, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. And 2, force never concedes anything. All right. So all the information you need to do is there. And as I've said in many of my paperwork, do shit before you go act, before you get in trouble, before you have to go and wind up in front of a magistrate or a judge. But now, if you do, he'll tell you a bunch of things to say. I've told you about. They don't like you in their courtroom. They want muggles in their courtroom, right? And I like Alphonse's concept where he basically says, yeah, they think we're monkeys. They think we're trained monkeys. And basically, when you get down to it, we are trained monkeys, programmable life forms. We're like the chimpanzees that we train to do things, or the crows that we train to do things. That's how they look at us. It just so happens that we have some language. So then what do? They fuck with us when it comes to language. Oh, and by the way, now that apparently I have more than 1,000 subscribers, 1,700 subscribers, and 4,000 hours in the last year, the Tubes is telling me, hey, why don't you sign this contract and monetize your channel? So then we can demonetize your channel, and then we can put commercials all over every video you've ever made. And you don't get any of that because we're going to say that we demonetized you because of the content that you gave us. All right. So no, I'm not doing that. Never did do that. And further, if you look at the agreement, I can't say shit about fuck because if I use those words, the video automatically is not monetized and give me, all right, because there's a whole nother set of rules. So anyway, I'm not doing that. But just saying, I've made a teeny tiny little milestone wherein almost got 2,000 subscribers, right? You'd much rather look at, and so would I when you get right down to it. Cardi B's Beaver or whatever. Or what is it? The Gangnam Style guy who got like 1 billion views. I mean, fuck, right? I mean, we so deserve what we get. Yeah, Fagio. Yeah, go get over there on his Telegram. I don't can get on Telegram because Telegram wants a phone number and I wouldn't give him one. So and there's no other way to sign up. But yeah, go over there. Apparently he's got like 1,500 or 2,000 people. He thought he was going to get 15 or 20 like this, like 8 or 10 like I do. But no, because he's been kicking ass and he can show results over and over again. And he's helped some people out, like that one soldier. Anyway, I put the channel there. Go dig around. There's many hours. But there's not that many hours when you get right down to it. And if I was you, I would go over to his channel and download his videos just in case, because I have a pretty good feeling that the Tubes is going to just erase that channel eventually. So just like I keep thinking they're going to do it to me and they keep not doing it. So as long as I can do it, I'll stay here. But I mean, SGT report, everybody, amazing Paul, anybody who was anybody who actually had a couple of 100,000 followers, they're gone. Why? Right before the election, so that you couldn't hear a word about elections from any other point of view than what they said. And then the other thing that I like about him is he talks about all the mentors that he had. And see, this is what they're trying to prevent. 100th monkey effect. They've even talked about it in a couple of those where they talk about the 100th monkey effect. And this is what's happening. The gates are open because many people, myself included, didn't want to say it out loud that, yeah, those rules, codes, and statutes do not apply to the living man. All right. How many of you people out there know people that shouldn't have that little piece of information that I just gave you because they won't be honorable? They'll try to get away with murder, literally. So what you want to do is use that information sparingly and be careful on who you put it up. But now the dam's open. Everybody's going to know. And they're going to find out, especially, like I said, my prediction, when those people that did this find out how royally and completely fucked they are, a small percentage of them is going to just stand back. Thomas 42. Just get out of their way. All right. So, get rid of that. I'm man. Enough. Right? And when you do your statements, you don't have to say you're the beneficiary, but you are the beneficiary of that Constitution. I am in error. Okay. Wrong, but true. I am a member of We the People, but I'm not the We the People that, created the Constitution. I'm the beneficiary in posterity. Why they created those constitutions, made those declarations, was for the generations that come after. And I am the beneficiary of that. I am one of We the People, but I'm not the We the People that wrote the Constitution. All right. But so wrong, but true. So you can't say that I'm a member of We the People because they're going to try and construe that as you having a duty to that Constitution and having a duty to perform and having certain conduct and blah, blah, blah. No. They wrote that the Constitution gave us nothing. Once again, they don't have anything to give you. Your rights come from God Almighty, period. But end of story. And your rights are too numerous to list, period. All right. So the rights that are reserved in the Constitution, that's the bare ass minimum, right? Freedom of assembly, which they try to take away from you, right? Where I want to get together with my friends and have a dance party. Oh, really? So some guy from a private municipal limited liability corporation has something to say about that. Okay, let's teach them a lesson, right? But what I found is, especially looking around with this and this, is that most people, and this is the thing, I love it now because I see it on my scroll, right? I'm mean. That hungry monkey, he's so mean. He says people are stupid. They're not just stupid, they're fucking stupid. They're so fucking stupid, they'll kill themselves. And most of you, not only stupid, but cowardly. Can't stand up, right? I mean, people were amazed when I was surrounded by police officers, and I just, nope, not doing it. No, you can't make me, and you know you can't make me. You want to write me a ticket? Go ahead and write me a ticket, right? Oh, here's my ID. Did you show me your ID? And that's when the one of the three guys, the wheels started turning. See, because at first they left me alone because they could see that I didn't give a shit, and I knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, and they decided maybe I want to mess with this guy because he doesn't. I just smiled at him. He doesn't seem to be afraid. Nothing. Okay, then I went back and talked to the lieutenant. And the lieutenant was, "We got to get that guy." Right? Okay, so they came over and talked to me. Ooh, what was the probable cause? I was sitting under a coconut tree. Is that what it is? Oh, because I didn't have a mask on. So now, okay, so now you've made excuses to come talk to me. All right. I guarantee you they didn't want me in their courts after some of the other things. And yes, it turns out that you know this story if you've been watching this channel. But the bottom line is you got to stand up. You got to not be afraid to put your paperwork in. You got to not be able to say, be afraid to say that I'm a man or a woman. And any woman watching this, fuck you, you're a man, right? With a womb. That's it. We're all men here. Some of us have wombs and some of us don't. That's it. And they've tried to get you to say all kind of stupid shit like, oh, no, I don't want to be called a woman. I want to be called a person. And we should make it a person chair. Or, you know, it's not a chair man. It's a chair person. And no. You ignorant monkeys. Anyway. Oh, look, you guys going to town over here and emojis and everything. I should read some of them. Oh, Truth Zone is here. Let's see here. Yay. Yeah, man. But I'm telling you, this guy's got it down and he's got the paperwork and. Yeah, man, we are in trouble. Those people that had it, Hey, now let's see here. Yeah, turpentine. Hugely important. And turpentine, you want to work your way up to turpentine? Before you go jump on the turpentine, you can get started with this. Anybody I've given this to now, anybody, they notice a difference. Like they notice a difference. I know this one young man who's in LA, and anyway, the benefit, like again, this is not delicious, and turpentine is also not delicious. But the benefits that you get far outweigh the 2 or 3. You know, and another thing, just have some hot tea and wash it down, and you're good, right? Anyway, but turpentine, yeah, huge. Ooh, he's up to 380. Excellent. See, last time I checked, he only had, see, it's already doubled, and it's been a couple of days. Yes, this is how this happens. The first domino has fallen. There you go. Dime bar is deadly correct. And see, here's what you're going to do. You're not just going to be like, didn't see those the rules of civil procedure, they don't apply to me, and I'm not consenting. And no, you're not. Here's what you're going to do. What you're going to do is send them a document that says, and it's in an affidavit form, that says, yeah, I can find no facts or evidence. There's your power words. I can find no facts or evidence that the laws of civil procedure apply to the living man. I can find no facts or evidence that the APA, right, Administrative Procedures Act, in the codes of the United States Corporation, the that municipal corporation, limited liability service corporation. Yeah, their codes and statutes don't apply to you. And see, I like Alphonse because he put it as simply as possible. Let's say McDonald's has a security guard. You're not on the security guard's property. You're not on McDonald's property. And the security guard comes across the street and starts messing with you. What are you going to tell that security guard to do? Well, it's the same thing from the private corporation, except you think that they have authority. And they do have courts, and they do have. So again, treat them like dangerous children with guns, right? Treat them like the bullies on the playground with guns, right? So you got to understand how to deport yourself around people that have weapons. And they all have weapons. And again, that's assault, aggravated assault. If they lay hands on you, even better, or worse, depending. But once they decide to initiate contact with you, you make it so they never want to initiate contact with you again. All right. Here, well, not anymore because they've made so many comments. But if you go scroll up on this thing, there it all is. There's every fucking thing you need. You have no excuse anymore. Like none, other than cowardice. That's your only excuse. Okay. And I'll give you that again every time I'm here, right? And we got to get Alphonse and Kirk together because he's got the see, this is how it works. This is why they don't want us talking to each other. This is why they don't want channels like this. This is why I take channels down. This is right. They don't want the monkeys talking to each other. So he's got the whole criminal procedure and using the A091 form, which I went over and I put the links there where you can download the damn form. And there's videos on his page where he shows you how to cut and paste the code sections. Oops. Do I have that here? I was just going over Title 18 and right here. Every time I go, see, I'm semi-prepared for this. But anyway, here is my Title 18 codes, right? So misprision of felony should be one of the things, because if you tell them about a felony, they don't do anything about it. They're violating their own code. That's Section 4. But here's a list of them. Just go over there and you can find them all, right? And so there's 4 in no particular order: 1048, 287, 611, 911, 242, 241, 242, and 245. Look at those. 1961, there's your RICO. 2250, 115, 912, 1621. Just go look through the code sections. Okay, so you got them on that. Then you get them on the grievances. So I will tell you a story, and I'll tell you this much. I have a pretty good friend. I've known this guy since we were 12. Has more or less turned coat when it comes to, he used to work for this. Well, actually, he still does work for the state. But anyway, on the island of Oahu, Let's make sure I put all the zeros in. I was 100 million. And then I did that. Yeah, I was missing those zeros, but whatever. Anyway, okay. So let's say 60,000. 3%. 100. Okay. So let's say I can get 3% because most 97% chicken shit, coward, mask wearing fucks who I are not sad to see depart because they're so fucking stupid and arrogant that they did this. All right, fine. I don't care. But anyway, 97% of them, they will do nothing. But if 3%, that's 1,800. If we can get 1,800 grievances filed, judicial grievances, and basic bar grievances, because, okay, and now here's the other thing. Who we at war with? We at war with these guys. We at war with them. Fuck. When are you guys going to figure it out? It's not a joke. They're getting rid of you. These are not our friends. And again, this is a private corporate. These guys private also. Right? This is a club. And they try to tell you got to be a member of the club to practice law. No. I can show you numerous times, Supreme Court and other rulings where, the law is germane to all of us, not just some of us. So they're not going to tell you that you cannot, that you have to have a license to practice law. Not a goddamn one of them has a license to practice law. They may have a bar card. Bar card, that is the crown. That is the Vatican. That is foreign to us. They are here to owe for us. They are here to take as much as they can from us. It was the same thing. If you read your goddamn history, they made all kind of agencies and see, where'd they get their agency? Who hired you? There's another thing you'll get from Alphonse, right? How'd you get agency? How do you think you have authority over me? Right? And he does the thing about zero because it's true. 0 plus 0 is still 0. I can't tell you to put a mask on. Neither can they. Just because 20 of them get together and say, oh, now you got to put a mask on. No, right? Homeowners Association. You can just tell them to fuck the fuck off if you know how to do that, right? Anyway, we have finally and see, I'm going to make a video eventually where I pull out the art of war. You got to know who your enemy is. You got to know where they are, right? And my favorite thing, another thing that he talks about numerous times, these are legal fictions, right? I've told you this 100 times. They try to turn you into a legal fiction. So you want to turn yourself back into a man. And I told you this also. See, I got to hit you over the head with it until you stand up and realize. I don't care what kind of. How about I write some English words? Am I going to use pink? I got a whole box of pens. Why? I just here. I'll grab one of these. Oh, I love purple. That's good. Generation Operation Destruction. Anyway, that's the team. Here's the head dude. All right. Then us. We next. We're next in line. After that, this other guy came along. And he said he was son of man. He claimed to be this also, just like we all are. But son of man came along, handed us a book so that we wouldn't be such ridiculous wussy cowards. How many times is it find be not afraid in this book? How many times is that sentence uttered? More than once, I assure you. Be not afraid. Right? God is with you. Who will stand against you? Right? Now, this is the problem. Too many fanatics are out. God's on my side. If you're not speaking the truth and surrounding yourself in light and goodness, God not probably on your side. You raping children, guarantee you God not on your side. You bombing children and going, oh, well, we got the bad guys too. Guarantee God not on your side. All right. But get this thing out and read it and figure out what's in here. I've talked about that about 1,000 times. Has nothing to do with religion, but has everything to do with everything that Alphonse, myself, and every other guy is talking about based on that book right there. Period. And again, doesn't matter if you believe it or not. They do. And the whole fucking system is built on that book. All of it. And go look at how many times the word slave appears and how to deal with slaves appears in that book. Anyway, next guy after that, Jesus. Okay. And then after that, Vicar of Christ. Vicar, that would be the substitute for Christ, the Pope. And then after that, you start getting various nation states. And then, but like I said, there's a hierarchy of laws. And Costco comes down at the bottom. So does your food store, or whatever it is, Ralph's or Kroger's or wherever you are in a Democrat state where these guys are trying to. Okay. And again, the fiction called Costco. Let's go with that, for example. Costco didn't try to stop me from going into Costco the other day when I was wearing my happy mask and try to tell me that I can't use this mask. I have to use a specific kind of mask. Okay. So what they're basically saying is you can't make fun of us anymore. Okay. Wasn't Costco that did that. It was a woman I knew. Right. So next time, and there may or may not be a next time I go down to Costco, I'm just going to tell her, I'm not suing Costco. I swing you. Right. Directly. Me against you. Okay. If you don't know how to defend yourself, I would cease and desist. Oh, you want to call the cops? All I'm going to do is smile. All right. Why? Because I put paperwork in. Where's your paperwork? All right. First thing, I even showed you some of the documents that I put in there. Right. One of the most easy ones. 4 lines. Right. I'm not dead. Okay. You're not going to say I'm not dead because they don't understand I'm not dead. They understand I'm non-decedent. They understand that. They don't understand straw man. They do understand in legis. They don't understand when, right? Okay, so you got to learn how to talk to them in their language for the most part. Remember, the Administrative Procedures Act and the Civil Procedures Act do not apply to living men and women. But at the same time, you got to use languages they understand, right? So learn some of their Latin lexicon. Oh, we can go over here. I'm not going to do it today. But go look up fraud in the maxims, right? Just type the word fraud and read about fraud. Fraud, 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 because that's what they are. They are frauds. They are absolute frauds. Their documents are fraudulent. They are fraudulent. It's all fraud. Okay, so you want to keep participating in the fraud? Shame on you. You want to stop participating in the fraud? Hit these links. Simple. Quit being cowards. That's all I can say. Right? I mean, because that's all it is. It's cowardice. I know you guys want to get along, especially like women in particular. I'm not picking on women in general because I mean, I know some women that fucking got way more balls than most of my friends. But the idea being is that women are the submissive, right? I mean, that's the yin and the yang in the gender, right? I mean, even you take a look at our sex, it's the two. One, you have to, anyway, but the whole, I mean, when I talk about sex, I'm talking about the act of sex. But the idea being is, yeah, there's the woman and the man. So the woman is used to being submissive. In fact, take a look. Most cult members are female, are women. Okay. So it's a natural inclination wherein you want to go along, and you'll even tell your man not to get in trouble, right? Okay. No. Men. And also, if you read that book, it talks about, well, actually not this book. Some of the books that were left out talks about having to change. Okay, they're not talking about changing your gender. They're not talking about changing your sex. They're talking about the energies or the will. Okay, will is a masculine trait. Lots of women are strong-willed. That's a masculine trait. Submission is more of a female trait. There are many men that are very submissive. All right. No one is all one thing, right? Simple as that. The toxic masculinity and the feminist and so on. Okay. But what are they doing? They're fucking with the 7th Hermetic principle, which is gender, where they make you try to think that it's all about sex. It's not about sex. It is about sex, but it's not just about sex. Gender is important. But the idea being is that you need to be able to stand up. You need to be able to stand up for yourself, and you need to be able to stand in your square. See, this is the thing that he talks about, do no harm. All right, I'm going to take it a little further. Oh, and then I didn't finish this thought. Let's go with orange. There you go. There's God. There's man. There's the Jesus. There's the Pope. There are nation states. Okay, then in the nation states, you got Constitution. Ours in particular, United States of America. Constitution of United States Constitution for the United States of America. Then Constitution of the United States of America. Then state constitution. Then codes and rules and codes and orders and such and such. So what is that? That's Constitution. That's federal Constitution, we'll say. Actually, we'll call that Republic Constitution, Federal Constitution, State Constitution. And then way down here, comes your statutes and codes, and then comes your rules and orders, and then, see, he only does 4. And then way the hell down here is policy of private corporations. And guess what? The policies, rules and orders, codes and statutes, they cannot be in contravention to these founding documents, the fundamental documents, which are the Constitution, right? The state constitution, which is the one you want your go-to, and then the federal and republic constitutions. Okay, and I like him also because he talks about of, understanding that you're not of your family, you are your family. You don't have a name, right? Okay, and you got to get around that. Do you have a name? No, I don't have one of those. Right, and he talks about how to, right, because they're going to try and tell you that their private service corporation that is a limited liability company, that is a municipal corporation, is somehow able to determine whether you're competent or not, and able to make you submit to some kind of evaluation for competency, right? Oh, because you didn't know, or because you're trying to say you're not a person, because you didn't have enough knowledge and you didn't have enough document and stuff in place so that you could explain to them that, explain to them that men can be persons, but not all persons are men. And the way you're using the word person here in this courtroom does not apply to the living flesh. You're trying to make me into a corporate person, into a fiction. And I am not, obviously not a fiction, since the flesh and blood is standing in front of you. I can sign on behalf of, further, as he talks about, you set up this trust and then tried to make me the trustee. You can make me the beneficiary, but you certainly can't make me the trustee of a trust that I didn't even know I had, unless I started doing research. So that was fraudulent concealment and non-disclosure. Again, get back to the contract law book, Contract Law for Dummies. Alphonse talks about the 5 elements of a contract. You have no contract because there is no document that was created for you that meets all 5 of those criteria, right? Okay. And then secondly, those contracts were made when you were a minor, so they're voidable. Again, if you don't understand contract law and you don't want to spend the time, you're fucked, because you are in the world of contract law, and standing on the side of the road in the middle of the night saying you don't consent will just get you hurt. But if you put your paperwork in ahead of time, nothing they can do. In fact, when they call it in, they're going to be, you should probably leave that monkey alone. That monkey knows how to fight back. That monkey can make it so that you don't have a job. And now, the difference between me and a couple of these other people, but Alphonse, one of them, is that, well, actually, that's not true. Almost every, like Kirk's Law Corner, they all figured out. Notice, notice, notice. I have a whole thing. You got to give notice. You cannot ambush these guys. You like ambush these guys, but we're not going to ambush these guys. We're going to let them know what's coming, and we're going to let them understand that I have this thing called freedom of choice. You can't take that away from me. My rights are unalienable. You may not lien them. And you certainly can't lien them because you wrote some shit down on a piece of paper and now I'm supposed to be subject to that. I am subject to no one. Again, you probably want to avoid the word sovereign because they've turned it into this whole other thing, which makes you a terrorist and all this other stuff. Even though their first thing they do is they're going to try and go on their sovereign immunity. Let's see here. You got to go back and go to some of the videos that I talked about that have, see if I can find it easily. Oops. Just by flipping through. Notice of intent to file claim. Notice of intent to sue bonds. Notice that you are. Notice that if you guys can't answer, see, and this is the thing, keep your documents simple, and you can use the same that I put there. Keep your documents super simple, but he calls them Barney Rubble documents. Correct. I have unalienable rights. So you keep your sentences super short and simple so that they cannot write. You don't use compound sentences. Try to get rid of the ands in there. Just super short, sweet sentences. Okay. Now, when you put that paperwork in ahead of time, and then later on, you can say, give them notice. And like I said, if you got to be careful. Again, this isn't legal advice, right? It's telling you what I'm doing and what other people are doing. And a lot of people get stupid. Don't get stupid. Put your documents in you got to let everybody know. One of the people you want to know, notice is risk management in your county and risk management at the state level. And you're going to let them know, hey, I'm going to file these grievances or complaints where you in your state, like in Pennsylvania, where that guy's from, if they're called judicial grievances or bar grievances. In my state, they're called complaints. Okay, I'm going to file complaints if you cannot meet these really, which they can't, really simple criteria. Okay, so that's step one. I'm about to file complaints against you guys, right? Notice the risk management offices for the state and the county. Notice them. All right, and you're just giving them notice. You're just writing them a letter. Said, hey, this and this happened, and I believe I have a grievance here, and I'm going to file grievance. And then when you file the grievance, let them know. You better let your insurance company know that I filed this grievance. Okay, and that's the one where I go back and talk about you got to go to your state, to your attorney general, to the clerk, to whoever it is, and just ask them. Or risk management will tell you, you are a limited liability company, so who is it that is insuring you? I need the name of the insurance company that writes your bonds, that indemnifies your employees against loss, against claims like this. And then understand, probably I'm going to make a claim. So first, and like I said, go through his documents, figure out how to make the grievances. This and this happened to me on this and this date, right? Same thing Kirk's Law Corner says. You can't just say they violated your rights. What violated your rights? What specific rights? If you're going to go after them under Title 18, okay, cite the title and then what they did for you to say that this is what applies, right? Federally protected activities, or operating under color of law, or whatever. Perjury is in here. They lied in the court or something. Whatever it is. And then do it. Okay, so they're not going to say nothing because look, and see, this is the other thing. You're going to give them opportunity. I'm not going to file this grievance if you can show me that I have no grievance. I'm not going to file this claim if you can tell me that I shouldn't file the claim and you have facts or evidence that rebut my affidavits. They never rebut your affidavits. But see, now you're being as nice as you can. You're going to kill them with kindness. Because I know a lot of you guys pissed off, just like me. But you're not going to show in your documents that you're pissed off. You're going to show no malice in your documents. Right? And this is the thing that I was saying before I got interrupted again. I always interrupt myself. Okay. It's not just do no harm to others. I mean, that's great. I'm not arguing with Alphonse at all, right? Golden rule, right? Treat others the way you want to be treated. Stand on your fucking square, right? How many times have I done this? Every time. There was a time when I couldn't do it easily. Now, right? And you got to live and breathe this stuff. You got to know. You got to have your responses, and you got to understand that, like he says, when they say something, you already know what you're going to say. You don't have to rehearse it. You already know, right? And there's one great one where this guy, he had all the shit written down. The guy that got the soldier that got basically thrown to the ground, and they had $4,000 in fines. Anyway, he beat them all down basically with the law, because, they were holding him down, and the classic thing where they got 4 guys on him. He's in a bathrobe and they're beating on him and they're saying, "Stop resisting arrest." All right. Every one of those guys looking for work. All right. First thing. Oh, actually, let's go this way. I'm going to change my square around, because over here I'm going to put and the no mischief in your paperwork, right? No mischief in contracts, right? So let's just do let's just do NM. No mischief in your contracts. All right. The one that he talks about, which is incredibly important. No harm. Can't cause any harm. Okay. Now, you going and filing complaints and grievances and tapping their bonds and stuff like that, that's not causing them harm. That's defending yourself, right? And you would not have done anything if they hadn't acted on you first. All right, so you're not harming them. You're just making sure that they don't mess with you anymore. Okay, so no mischief in contracts, no harm. Don't disturb the peace. Don't cause anybody any loss. Now, if you're coming to, all right, if they're coming at you for you didn't stop at that stop sign. Now you owe us money. First, corpus delicti. What's that word mean? What do those two words mean? Where's the injured party? Do you have a witness? Further, when we go look at the maxims, can another man represent another man? Right? Can they? No, they cannot represent when it comes down to it. See, they get you to try to represent yourself. You're not representing yourself. You are that person. Or see, I use the word. You are that man or woman. Right? You're not representing them. You're not their pro se. You don't have that name. You are that person. Right? Let's take me, for example. My name, I am Ben Hosea. Right? And I could say, I am Crouton Ramon. Actually, I can't say I am Crouton Ramon because I just have a piece of paper that says, right, that's a living individual, that I can also represent that. But the name that my mommy and grandma and family gave to me is Ben Hosea, son of Hosea. Right? Okay. That's not my name. That's who I am. That whole 3-name thing that they got going on of that family name and so forth. That ain't me. You made that up. The only place I find, okay, and here's the thing, I can find no facts or evidence or words to this effect, but anyway, the only place that you're going to find all caps names, graveyards, and corporations. I am neither, right? I'm not dead. I'm non-decedent. And I'm not a corporation. I am living flesh and blood. Now, I have corporations that I'm authorized to represent, but I'm not the obligee. And I'm certainly not surety for those legal fictions that you created in fraud. I went through that whole video where I talked about fraud. The nexus of this whole thing is the birth certificate, which is fraud, fraud, more fraud. And then after they do fraud, they do some more fraud. And then they get done doing fraud, they fraud you some more. So you want to point out the fraud and tell them that you are no longer participating in their fraud. How are you going to do that? With the documents that I just put over there. He puts them all out for you. See, I am leery of that. Like I said, that's all beyond my pay grade. Because you got to figure out what words to say. You got to pick up this thing. That'd be you, not me. Don't use this color for taking notes. But anyway, you got to pick up this thing, learn how to work it, which means that you got to have some penmanship skills to write things down. The APA and the Code of Civil Procedures does not apply, but you still should put it in a form that they understand. So you might want to use legal paper instead of a letter paper. You might not want to sign on the left, right? You might want to put your thumbprint and have a seal. As Alphonse is saying, that if you have a document, like I have a stamp that's in my car at the moment for when I'm traveling. It's a stamp that says without prejudice, UCC 1308. All right, so I got a stamp. Maybe this ain't my first rodeo. And then when you send documents in, you might want to get one in purple or blue that says certified copy. So you keep all of your originals. I have no problem giving them originals, right? And in fact, the court in the down here, they want an original document. They won't let you put in a copy. Right, but then you can put in, you can give certified copies to other participants and so forth. Anyway, long story short, you got to learn the procedure down at your own courthouse a little bit, and that's pretty easy. Talk to one of the clerks; they're usually there. And if you're being nice and you're not being a jackass, and you haven't got anything going on, like this is previous to you starting some shit, they're going to be nice to you because you're just down there asking questions, and that's their job. All right. Now, if you've already got problems and you're threatening to sue judges and all this other stuff, well, they might be a little more leery to you because they consider you the enemy. Right. And they don't have to deal with you on a daily basis, but for fuck sure, they're going to see that judge or that whoever it is, attorney or whoever's down there every day. So, I mean, just a matter of proximity. Why would they do anything where it looks like they're aiding and abetting? Right. So be smarter than the average bear. And like I said, do all this stuff ahead of time. Put your remedy in place ahead of time. So they don't can say nothing. I fucking told you not once, not twice. I told you 3 fucking times. You have no excuse. Gave you a full fucking season. And you have no, because you never answer. Right? So can't blame me. I'm on my square. Well, You want to try and mess with me? You want to try and tell me that I have to have some kind of medical intervention to do this, that, or the other thing to exercise my God-given rights? Well, I got a problem with that. So I got to put it down on paper, and I'm going to let you know that I have a problem with that. And I'm going to hold you liable. And the way I'm going to hold you liable is the insurance that you took out for just this exact purpose. See, but most of the monkeys, they don't know well enough to tap bonds or file grievances. But the grievance is so powerful that if it's a first-year attorney and he gets a grievance filed in his first year, all his schooling out the window, because he's not going to work for the state and he's not going to be an attorney anymore, and he probably won't be in a partnership or in the firm, a member of the firm. A firm gets so many strikes against them, and they'll have some issues getting insurance. A lawyer gets so many strikes against them, I believe it's 2, maybe 3 strikes, not even paid claims, just the grievances. And the insurance company will, and see, you can be nice. I'm noticing you that I'm going to file a grievance, and I'm reminding you that you're going to have to let your insurance company know. And when the insurance company finds out that you have a grievance against you, probably they're going to raise your premiums. So really, is this $150 ticket worth it to you? Because you ain't ever going to work again. If we get 2 more grievances for a total of 3, you're out of there. So we got 60,000 people in Oahu that have a case for grievance because they were enforcing rules and statutes and codes that were certainly not law and certainly didn't apply to living man. Corporate employees and people that have oaths to that constitution, maybe the governor could have told them all to put masks on. But even then. But certainly, if I'm not part of the corporation, and I'm not, you had nothing to say. I don't work at McDonald's. Right? So McDonald's can talk all day about how I got to wash my hands, and I got to put these gloves on, and I got to put a mask, and so on. I don't fucking work at McDonald's. Does not apply to me. You think you work at state of Hawaii, apparently, or state of California, or state of whatever. You don't. You think you live in state of California. Can you live on state of California? Does that even sound right? I live on state of California. No, I live in state of California. Well, why is that? Because you're not on the land. You're in residence until you start figuring those words out. And again, people moving their mailboxes and stuff like that. Alphonse makes it very clear also. Like I said, there's a satellite there, right? But it's still in DC. But that satellite, they can put satellite offices, and they do everywhere, right? Post office, postal zones. Just because you're in the postal zone doesn't make you subject to them. Just because I live near the Catholic Church, there's a Catholic Church right there. I'm in their parish. I don't go to Catholic, and they can't make me. And that's another one, right? I like the way this guy just puts it as simple as possible. Right? I'm in the proximity also of the school district over here. I don't go to the school. Right? Anyway, again, if you would spend the time learning the law, if you would spend the time learning some of these procedures, if you would spend the time just read some of these letters, even that will, right? And then go through and start, like the other day, like Saturday night when I quit making I was probably up to like 5:22 in the morning, just reading the damn dictionary. Read just right. I mean, and then also going to the maxims right, in the middle of the night, because that's how I do. All right. So the beautiful thing about it, though, is that there are now guys that are going ahead, and the one guy, like I said, Kirk's Law Corner, has figured out how to do some of the complaints and use some of the forms and get the U.S. Marshals involved. This guy has figured out how to use grievances. Right? So learn about the grievances, where you put bar grievances, figure out who our enemy is and how to take them down. And their Achilles heel on every attorney is the fact that they have insurance, and that without insurance, they can't practice. 17 people here. Do any of you have 3 friends? Okay, so if you can file 3 grievances, you can start getting rid of people, but you have to have legit grievances. And again, I don't recommend going out and starting shit just so you can have some grievances. That's not cricket. Bad karma, dude. But if you're just going about your damn business, hey, I'm going to the store to go get some, fucking milk and cookies, and they start telling you can't walk into the store without a mask on and blah, blah, blah. Well, And I'm calling the cops, and then a cop shows up and then starts trying to push you around and bully you around because he's got a gun and so on and so forth, or tries to threaten you with arrest or harm or something like that, or put you under duress, then you need to, like I said, duress, there's another big word. Okay, equity, there's another big word. But anyway, the idea being is that when these guys start coming after you, you know how to fight back. Right? And like I said, you're not out there trying to cause any problems. You're just trying to freaking just leave me alone. You fucking bullies. Quit trying to extract wealth from me. Wow, it's going nuts over here. Okay, but dude, we're here. I'm reading. Give me a moment. Oh, here other thing. Hold on. I'll do the show and tell. You like armor yourself up against spike proteins. This comes from Cliff High also. There it is. Go stand in the sun or go take a few of these. And then the spike protein. The spike protein will only attack cells the same way that the Rona and other common cold, flu, etc. This is the other thing. I used to have little boys. They're big boys now. But when they were little boys, they used to go to public school. And they'd come home from public school. Usually I'd send them home. I'd send them off to their mom's house. Well, she'd take them to public school. And after a week at public school, they come back to my house on Friday and they're sick. But I mean, just colds, which is fine because it gives their immune system something to do. And my sons had definitely been inoculated, but not like this, but by being around other sick people. Okay. And then they'd come home and they'd try to give it to me a lot of times. And this is a lovely thing. My oldest boy has said, yeah, since I came to live with you, Dad, I haven't been sick once. And it's been more than a year. Not a cold, not anything. He's had a couple allergy attacks, but other than that, hasn't been sick. No flu, no anything. No stomach, no this, no that. All right. How come? Well, this is one reason. I give him some supplements. Also, it's the food you eat. It's the food you eat. It's the food you eat. And I can go on and on about that, like make entire videos about that. I was planning on making a whole channel about that, but you get too into it and they'll just delete the channel. Again, I can't believe they got this one, but right here, there's your protection against the spike protein. So anyway, the moral of the story that I was just telling is that I went down to Costco and I could feel, just like when my little boys were little, because I used to sleep with my little boys when they were little boys, and they'd come home from school and then, they're snotting all over me and, you're going to get sick. But actually, most of the time, I didn't get sick, but I could feel it coming out. Like I feel like right here in your throat, or maybe in your sinuses, or that slight headache you get when you think that, right? And I get rid of it in a day. Okay. Same thing. I went and go to Costco. I came home. I felt all of that, just like I had been around my son sneezing on me and stuff, right? And all I did was go to Costco. Nobody came within 6 feet of me. You know what I mean? Because we're still in the Democrat dumbness. It was great though. I saw a couple where, or a couple of people. Okay, in Hawaii, it is customary to kiss on the cheek a woman when you meet, when men and women meet, just like in France. But I mean, it is customary to kiss on the cheek. All right, you can't do that if you're 6 feet apart. So these guys that apparently hadn't seen each other for a long time, they hesitated because there's a sign right above them that says 6 feet social distancing, and then they just went fuck it, and they gave each other a big hug and kiss on the cheek, and like, oh, I haven't seen you in so long, right? Okay. They're trying to stop you from doing that? And you're listening? Or some of your friends are? Bro, I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed of most of you guys. Maybe not the guys here, but I'm ashamed of these people. Shame on you that you would let these guys try to rule your life like this. I mean, what in the holy fuck is wrong with people? I didn't realize, I knew you guys, I knew that my fellow man was not just stupid, brain dead, fucking stupid, but I didn't realize they were that stupid. And I didn't realize that they were that willing to be controlled. And I didn't realize that they would bend over that easily. And now I do. And it's a sad thing. And now a lot of them going bye-bye because 1, 2, 3, more than likely you're not coming home. Okay. Yes. Bar grievances. That's huge. Huge, 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 huge. Like I said, you got to put the various minds together. And you got to quit saying like, my guru is the best guru. My God is the best. We have a tendency to do that. Right? And what have I told you 100 times with me? Take what's good. Leave what you don't like. Right? You don't like this or that. You're not offending me. Right? You got a problem with this book? Well, okay. You can do a lot of this without ever having to reference this actually, if you could put a reference or two into the Bible, spell it out, John, whatever it is, I don't know, what would be a one from John? Actually, I'm not going to quote John. How about James 5:12? How about see, you got to be able to go through and just the verses. See, and if you can't tell me that's not a code book, because now you can go look up James 5:12 and you can go read what it says there. Right? 11 and 12. Hosea 4. Read that whole chapter. I read it to you. Right? Most of you guys know that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. That statement is 100% true. But now, see, the knowledge is coming back. So anyway, like I said, if you don't like okay, leave it. There's some stuff that I have not much. I mean, just the minorest little details with all kinds of stuff, right? Like the I-man thing and a couple other things where, like I said, stay in your square. It's not just golden rule, right? Okay, over here, no mischief in your contract. So you're going to file grievances. You better have a fucking grievance, not some frivolous bullshit. Now, here's the thing. No matter what you do, if they tell you that, oh, that's not a grievance, okay, that's fine. Because they're going to try and tell you, oh, your grievances have no merits. And if they do, in fact, even respond, and you can, right? You can just, that's fine. Your insurance company, you still should let them know that I filed a grievance against you. Okay, but no mischief in your contracts. You're not going to make up grievances, right? I have some things in court. It's on the fucking record. I have grievances, legit. My son, my oldest boy, not my youngest boy. My youngest boy doesn't want to know. He literally says, "Leave me in my happy place, Dad." I'm like, all right, fine. I'm good with that. Actually, let him have a happy childhood. He's got some time to go. So yeah, just play and have fun. You're too young for this. But the older boy, who's getting ready, because when he turns 18, he understands I got to do this, this, and this, right? No one ever told us, but I told him. So yeah, I'm going to set up this Treasury Direct account. I don't need a custodian. All the bonds that are in that name, put them in this account. And this is my will. You don't get to say otherwise. I'm 18 now. And I'm not fooled because my daddy wasn't fooled. Anyhow, the point being is that you guys can do wonders, but stay on your square. If that judge looked at you funny, that's not a grievance, right? But if that judge caused you harm, or tried to apply rules and orders to you, or tried to apply codes and statutes that didn't apply to the living man after you let them know that you were the living man, and after you let them know that you didn't have a contract, or if they tried to enforce a contract in which you don't have a contract, if they tried to say that your birth certificate, which is complete fraud, and see, that's what I mean. You got to attack that thing, you got to attack that thing, you got to attack that thing. You got to let them know. And see, this is the thing. At my age, the bonds have already been made. The accounts have already been made. All right, so now we play with the suit we're issued. We're going to have to do some adjudication. Not adjudication. That's not the right word. Probate. There's a name for it. But anyway, we're going to have to remedy. No, not the right word again. See, damn it. What's the word I'm looking for? Somebody type it over here. Anyway, they're going to have to render is the word I'm looking for. You're going to have to render your account to a bankruptcy play, and they're going to have to do some exchequer type stuffies wherein they start to figure out, all right, this is a debit and a credit. Like I said, you got to have to do this, and your credits are going to become debits, and your debits are going to, anyway, you're going to have to settle your estate. Now, before any of that, like I know some crypto millionaires, now they've figured out that the number one thing now that they're a crypto millionaire is that everybody and their brother with an official title is trying to figure out how to get money from them in taxes, fees, licenses, tax on tap, whatever. They're trying to get to that money, right? Because they want some of it. They earn none of it. And they're trying to say that you got to give them some because of this or that. Well, if you would spend the time getting knowledge, now that you got some money, you'd be much easier for you to defend that, and much easier for you to put your money right now. It's currency, but let's just say it was actually money inside your square, and then you defend it with knowledge, the armor of God, right? And what are you going to do? Your best your best defense is letting them know that you can play offense. But your defense putting in your contracts ahead of time, being able to stand in your square as a man, letting them know that they're a living man, letting them know that, excuse me, I have no contract with you. Is it on the picture? Yeah. State, gov, policy, police, blah, 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 all these guys over here. Excuse me, do we have a contract? I mean, even with your, like he's saying, and there's ways to get, if you don't know how, and I should put Alphonse in touch with some other people, there's ways to get some of these things because of what happened in 1933 in the bankruptcy and them stealing a lot of our money. Yeah, there's ways to get your bills paid because they're supposed to take care of some of those things, particularly the water, electricity, right? Water and power. Those bills should be taken care of. The munis, they should be handled. And if you get really clever, cars, right? I don't even worry about that. But I mean, there's guys, cars, there's bonds on those things. The more you learn this stuff, the more you realize you live in paradise. The demons have just tried to come and take it from you. And you let them because you're ignorant, or because you acquiesced, or because you agreed to things that you had no business agreeing to because you didn't fucking know what you were doing. And then you don't want to admit the fact that they fooled you. All right. But non-disclosure, that's violation of contract right there. Fraudulent concealment, outright fraud, not telling you, on and on. Okay, so once you got that information, pair it with Alphonse and pair it with Kirk's Law Corner and start going after him. So you're not just sitting there, right, trying to dodge and what, right? You can throw a knockout punch, right? You can throw a roundhouse that they can't block. And what are you going to do? And see, you wouldn't be throwing punches if they weren't, they're the ones that got in the ring with you. They're the ones that tried to come in here and say, oh, we have contract. Therefore, we're allowed to have access to your money. Right? And you let them in because you don't know how to put the defense up. You don't know how to put the walls up. Right? But I guarantee you, like I said, you fill out some of these statements. You fill out some of these declarations. And you can call them whatever the hell you want. You can name your document whatever you want, right? Declaration of status, or you can just say affidavit of status, whatever. I'm making the following declarations, statements of facts, and so on. Go look at the documents. And like I said, figure out what to say yourself. Put them in your own words. Don't just cut and paste Alphonse's stuff into your stuff. Please don't do that. Right? Figure out what words, figure out how to say it in your own word, and keep it freaking brief. And then again, he does this, and I would never do this. Never. Just, again, I'll put it over here. Oh, wait, let me read a couple of these, but it's Capital Diminutius Maximus. Diminutio Maximus. Oh, message retracted. What'd you say? Oh, let's go up here. Wow, you guys having their own conversation on the side. I like it. We should make our own group. Anyway, all right. Sun gaze. Yeah, that's probably good. What do we got here? D3, absolutely. Yes, there you go. As I told my little boys, even in school when they were little, right? You don't start any shit, but you don't take any shit. Let's see here. Yes, that's exactly true. Anybody that gets the COVID, oh crap. Anybody that gets the Rona is usually deficient in D and C, generally. Yes, I believe you could. Although you were the silly person that put the mask on. But yes, I think it's Tangent Ang. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go after. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you how, but I can see how easily, especially if they said it was a requirement for you to work there. All right. Yep. There you go. Yep. Again, people have figured it out. See, and that's what I mean. The dominoes are falling. The 100 monthly effect is already kicking in, especially if he's already got 36 and it was 1,500 last I checked. Yeah. Yeah, but Arizona doesn't have a mask mandate, which is, by the way, we're going to be neighbors here soon, Zari, because that's where I'm headed. Let's see here. Oh, that reminds me. I'm wearing the wrong sunglasses. These are just regular sunglasses that I was wearing outside. These are the better ones. See them? Okay, more better. There you go. Let's see here. That is amazing, actually. Okay, I'm in agreement with that too. Add light to the system. That's what you're doing. And you're going to do it in small doses because you're about to get a really, really big dose. And it's either going to feel like a warm bath or it's going to, what is it? A warm bath, warm milk bath, or it's going to hurt like hell. But that's like 2046. We got a ways to go. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm skipping this whole side conversation over here. You guys are as bad as I am. Let's see here. When it comes to focus, please. I'm just kidding. Anyway. Absolutely. No, not apply for government bonds. You already have government bonds. Go back and watch my channel. And go back and watch, let's see, there's a couple of them. But go click the ones up there, Kirk's Law Corner and stuff. Yeah, you're going to have to do, we got a little catching up to do, but it'll be fast. And why would you want to apply for government bonds in the first place? Let's see. Yep, it should be here. Take it easy, brother. All right. Yeah, and it turns out everything is way cheaper than I thought. Like, I thought it was going to be super expensive. Storage unit, cheap. Tickets, cheap. Not going to be that big of a problem. It's just the hassle of uprooting and moving. Because especially since I've been in this one place for 10 years, so there's a lot of stuff. Anyway, and it's just stuff. And the beautiful thing is I have no attachment to stuff. I had a full-on Playboy collection from like 1982 to, I can't remember, like 10 years worth. And one of my son's uncles just tossed it because it was crap. It was underneath the wrong house and they just saw it and just threw it away. Okay. The Playboy with Donald Trump on the cover, that's $150 easy. The Playboy with Drew Barrymore on the cover, that's at least $60, $80. I mean, there's a bunch of them, right? So he threw away thousands of dollars. And I was going to give it to my younger son, because it's the kind of stuff he does, for him to put on eBay or turn in money. But you know what? So what? Just so what? Some old magazines. Should I get mad about that? And then same thing when it comes to possessions. Einstein told us possessions are like stones around your neck. And Ben Franklin told us 3 moves is good as 1 fire. But what I'm going to do is just pick all my shit, throw it into a storage unit, leave it in the storage unit for $289 a month. I think I can handle it. And then when the day comes, I know the guys in the moving company. I used to work there when I was out of high school. Anyway, long story short, my next door neighbor, it's his son-in-law that runs the place now. So anyway, I'm going to give them a key and a passcode, and the job is going to be really simple. Everything in that container, or everything in that 10 by 10, put it in this container and send it to that address. I don't know where the address is yet, but I will soon. And I don't plan on staying there forever, but I also plan on prosecuting a lot of these guys because I know how, and when I say prosecute, I mean, that's probably not the right word, but I'm filing grievances and doing things and, initiating suits and so on. Well, in Hawaii, we have this thing called huki, and I don't want to get huki. So they can't huki if I'm in Arizona, and I can do all this by mail. Just because I'm not, because you know what? Whether I'm in Arizona or on Maui, I'm not in their county. I'm not in their state. I'm on the island of Maui. Their state is a state of mind. Their county is a legal fiction. So unless you actually mean the territory that is the island of Maui land, Lanai and Molokai. And I'm not in Molokai or on Molokai or Lanai. I'm on Maui. I'm not in residence in the county, in the state, whether I'm here or there. Their legal fictions all reside in a place called Washington, D.C., which is in itself a legal fiction. Okay. Yeah, my girlfriend, I've been to Arizona quite a few times, and my girlfriend has like 2 sons there. So anyway, I'm not. Here's the thing about Arizona: too fucking hot in the summertime, too fucking cold in the wintertime. Period. But they're not mask wearing muggles, so I'll suck it up over there for a year or 2. Right, this is paradise. Make no mistake. I'm a Maui boy. I like Maui. Hawaii is more better than wherever you are. That's why we have such a tourist industry. And I haven't been many places up until this year that were better. Or up until last year. And I am sad. I'm sad to leave this place. But at the same time, fuck it. I'm gonna get in trouble here. And when I say, I mean, anyway, it could go violent at any time. Let's put it that way. These guys are out of control, and they are crazy when they see you without a mask on. Like they've just lost their fucking minds. Anyway, and then I'm gonna be able to road trip and be all right, because once you get on the big island, the really big island, the mainland, California, Idaho. I got some people I want to visit up in Idaho, and I got to give some people up in Idaho this knowledge firsthand, and we're gonna have some fun up there, and not to mention Kirk's up there also. Kirk's Law Corner. I may go visit that guy just for giggles. And then there's also, there's all kinds of places I want to go. I want to go take my boys to go see the glorious and insane place that we call Southern Utah. There is one of the best kept secrets in the United States. That place is so beautiful. Those national park arches, Bryce Canyon, Zion. You need the lips of angels to describe what you see. And also Arizona, obviously the Grand Canyon's there. So yeah, it'll be fun, but it'll get tired because no more ocean. Anyway, and the ocean is taken over right at the moment, still taken over by the blue muggles all the way up the coast, right? So California, Oregon, I'm not going those places. In fact, if you remember, I made some videos where I basically went to say goodbye because I thought I was going to Fiji, and it turned out I'm not going to Fiji. That's now backburnered for a while longer. Fiji is closed, by the way. If you ain't Fijian, you can't go Fiji. Right? So their tourist industry is zero right now. And guess what? The people there are a little annoyed, let's just say. And last I checked, the prime minister and most of his cabinet was in hiding. They don't know. Where are they? See? On little island nations like that we consider to be full of savages, the government is still scared of the people. But here in a civilized place where we're not savages and they just basically ream you constantly, we're civilized. Okay. Like, I'm amazed at what some of my friends have put up with. And even, anyway, like bankruptcy and stuff like that. They don't even know how to deal with bill collectors. Like, it blows my mind. All right. Think of the government as one dangerous, well-armed, bill collecting organization that conspires. It is a huge conspiracy between politicians, policy enforcers, various agencies. They work together to extract wealth from us exceptionally well. And if you go back in time to the just 1800s, like the beginning of the 1800s, that late 1790s, 1800s. Okay, they were having the same thing. All these different offices, all these different agencies for the crown would come around and extract wealth from the colonies, right? Because the colonies were so wealthy. So of course they had a tax, and they made up all kind of rules and regulations. They taxed the tea, they taxed the coming in, they taxed all the trade and everything. They put tariffs and stuff on that. They tried it, tobacco. Go back and look. And then the guy that was supposed to set them free, Washington, go take a look at the whiskey rebellion that he put down because they weren't wanting to pay for tax on their whiskey. Right. And now we pay alcohol tax and cigarette tax and all kind of quote unquote vice taxes and tax on tax and so forth. I haven't given them income tax in quite some state or federal income tax in 20 years, and they're never going to get it. And now you see that absolutely they're never going to get it. And if you get smart, you can figure out how to use this against IRS also, which, by the way, is on its way out anyway. But that doesn't mean that they won't have teeth if you screw up. And again, if you're going to sit there and say you're not going to pay tax because you don't agree with the war, or you don't agree, or you're a Trumper and you're not paying taxes because you know that Trump lost unfairly, or that there was cheating on Biden's side, or whatever the fuck it is, you go to jail. As simple as that. But if you can stand on your rights and you can let them know that, excuse me, where do you get your agency? Where do you get your authority? Excuse me. And if they try to come after you with lawyers, you will go after them with bar grievances. If they try to, and the judges also. Also, all them guys that are toting guns, almost every single one of them has oath of office. All right, so they are party to that Constitution. Boom, all those things I just put up there. Right, so now you can file against their bonds, right? Because they're all bonded. If they're an employee of any one of these companies, they're all limited liability companies, municipalities, corporations with insurance, and insurance turns out to be their Achilles heel because they cannot operate without insurance. All right, so they get 3 grievances, and like I said, we got at least 1,800 opportunities at filing grievances against these monkeys that wrote the tickets. Okay, where you are, just put it down to paper if they'll let you. Get on the internets, go out and I don't know. But this is exactly what they're trying to prevent is us getting together, right? Okay, sharing this knowledge and armoring up against these guys. And this is the thing, like I said, now Alphonse has shown you how not to just armor up, but how to use this thing as a baseball bat. Okay, and be of good cheer. Like I said, so many of you guys angry. I'm angry too, but so you cannot be angry. Right? You got to teach them. You got to pretend that they're little children who have gone astray, and that you need to correct them. And again, if there's a court case, I used to quote to the IRS, it's not the job of the citizen. It's not the job of the government to keep the citizen from falling into error. It's the job of the citizen to keep the government from falling into error. But you don't want to be a citizen. You don't want to be subject to. You're a man or a woman that is the beneficiary of these things. And all these contracts and everything, that they're not contracts. They do not meet the 5 elements. And even if they do, they're voidable. And even if they do, you can rescind any signature. And even if they do, you still have the power to revoke your power of attorney. See, that was a great one where the judge always says they want to enter a plea for you. Okay, let him enter the plea. And then say, excuse me, do we have a contract? Are you authorized to represent me? Can you show me any place where you're authorized to represent that name? Because they do. They think that they can operate for your trust and they can vote by proxy and so forth. But show me a contract. Show me anywhere where you can do anything on my behalf without my consent. All right, so anyway, he goes through it. Do we have a contract? Right? I can find no fact or evidence that I have duty to perform. Anyway, so when they enter the plea, go listen to the videos so I don't butcher it. Like I said, this is like playing a game of telephone, right? Go get it firsthand. But the bottom line is, the judge enters a plea for you. Great, because he can't enter a plea for you. But if that was the judicial, that was his judgment that you're not guilty. Thank you, Your Honor, because I agree that I'm not guilty. And it seems to me that you made a judicial determination, since you can't enter a plea for me, that I'm not guilty. So let the record reflect. Right? Many of these people have figured out record reflect, and many people have figured out what to say. And when they stand silent, repeat 3 times. I've done this, and then I didn't know the let the record reflect part. Right? But ask them 3 times. Okay, they're not going to answer you, and they stand silent. Then you got to know what to do after they stand silent. If you watch the videos that I put up there, you'll figure out what to do when they stand silent. And you can just walk out of the courtroom without paying them anything. All right. But see, you got to be armed with knowledge to be able to do that. Otherwise, they won't let you walk out. They'll try to detain you. They'll try to arrest you. And that's a man with a gun. So if me was you, I would armor up first. And then once you realize that the guy with the gun like there's been now several times. Did not the Jesus in this book tell you to agree with your adversaries quickly and go peaceably with them? Because if they do take you down to the courthouse, you're so happy, right? Go ahead, right? You're gonna put me in? Okay, boom. There's a grievance right there. Boom. You've arrested me. I didn't want to come. That's kidnapping. Learn your rights. Wait, you held me. Oh, so put your fee schedule in. Every fucking second you hold me, that's going to be $1, and then I'm going to make some claims on my time. And this is the thing. You're going to let them know. Yeah, $50,000 claim or $10,000 claim or $1 a second. So they held me for an hour. That's $3,600, which is tiny compared to what they can get from being hit with the Title 18 and violations of your fundamental rights. Any quote unquote constitutional right violations, those are huge. Those all come with go look in the CFR. Those all come with huge penalties. Okay, but most of the time you don't know how to even invoke any of that. But the idea is that once you start making some of the claims on these guys, oh brah, look what's gonna happen, right? One, you get a bunch of your friends together and make some claims. Not make claims, but make claims. But first, like I said, give them notice. Then file grievances and complaints. You may even want to do Title 18 complaints. You definitely want to hit their bonds no matter what, right? And that's what I mean. Crooks Law Corner's got to figure some of this stuff out, because along with this, now he's got a 1-2 punch, right? I got a knockout punch and I got a couple of jabs, right? What are the jabs? Oh, grievance, right? Because one grievance doesn't knock him out. 2 grievances, 3 grievances, 4, 5, 6 grievances, boom, he's down. The person is down. And see, you didn't do any violence. You just did this. And now, maybe you can get into heaven. But what do you think? You think they let the rapers and murderers in, or do you get to come back for another merry-go-round ride until you fucking figure it out and get it right? Because I guarantee you, I don't know how many guys, they want to do this. They want to do this. They're so excited to do this. I'd rather do this. Simple. And now, go scroll up there. It's all there. Right? Everything you need, I put it there. There is YouTube. His channel is there. The documents are there. USA Watchdog talking about the fact that what happened is there. Let's see, what's the last thing I did? Okay, and there's his documents, like I said. Oh, and that other one, there's the vaccine adverse experience report. Did I just say that out loud? Yeah, but it's theirs. So I mean, CDC shouldn't be a problem. There's Kirk's Law Quarter, and I think that'll do it. Okay, and then there's a whole bunch of you guys talking about all kind of crazy stuff. Oh, if you can get this in your hand, get this in your hand. Like, get this in your hand. Because it's going to go. And find out more about crypto and how maybe, just maybe, I would use crypto because I think crypto is going to be part of the solution, but I'd rather have these. But just understand that this is going to stay where it is as long as they can keep it that way. Meantime, crypto is part of the solution where they're shoveling huge amounts of the currency that they created into, like, 50 grand for one Bitcoin. Holy crap. All right. So that's inflation that didn't make it into the market for food and gas and stuff. But you're already seeing meat going up, gas going up, lumber going up, right? All kind of things. But that's called inflation. And that's what happens when you print trillions of dollars. So this will be a hedge against inflation, because it's not that this is going up. It's that the value of this is going down. So used to be that you could get multiple Bitcoin for one of these. Now you need, what is it? Last I checked, let's check. Because every time I turn around, it's insane. I mean, it's gyrating wildly right now. Okay, so right now you need 56,000 of these that didn't get one Bitcoin. You need 3,460, just changed right in front of my eyes, 3,406, let's just call it 3,460 of these to get 1 Ethereum. Right now, you only need 10 of these to get a Theta. Oh, okay, maybe not 10. Let me be correct here. Okay, now you need 11 of these and 24 cents. So you need 11 of these and a quarter to get 1 Theta. One day soon, you're going to need. Oops, that's BitTorrent. I've just been keeping track of that because it's a bellwether to me. Let's see here. You're going to need 3,400 and oh look, it's already down to 3,454 just while we're talking. It's jumping all over the place. But anyway, Theta is going to go past Ethereum, and it's probably going to go near to where Bitcoin is now. Eventually, not tomorrow, not next week, certainly not this year, but it's coming. So if you want, and then SafeMoon, I have a feeling that SafeMoon is going to make it to $1. And the reason for that is this. Let's do some math for you guys. Right now, SafeMoon's worth like about 3 billion. Okay. And the number of coins, let's just say it's 500, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, right? Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions. All right. This number can stay the same. If this number decreases, the value goes up. You understand? So it doesn't even have to go up. But now, if Dogecoin can be in the $70 billion range, I'm pretty sure this can get to be in the $70 billion range. And unlike Dogecoin, which is basically unlimited coins, this is every single month. There's fewer than there was the month before. Okay, here's the other thing. Let's do some quick math for you guys. Let's see. Theta right now is 1124. And T Fuel is 3886. I got a crap ton of this at 40, but it'll be fine. And I should have bought a lot more. All right, so now you can do the relationship. What is the ratio? I'm trying to explain this to a friend, and they were having a hard time with it. So let's take it and just do it. 1124. If I was feeling randy, I would just do it in my head, but this is a pain in the ass. So let's just do that. 3,886. Divide. All right. So this ratio right now, there was a time when it was 40. Right now, and just recently it was 30 something. Right now it's 28. So for every one of these, I can get 28 of these. It's just a simple division. All right. This mean is going to eventually get to about 6.25, right? Because there's about 5 times as many of these as these. But right now, the ratio is out of whack. So you might want to buy T Fuel, even though Bixweir is all about the Theta, but you may want to buy some T Fuel in greater proportion than the Theta, because it's just like gold. Right now, 1 ounce gold is about 1786, but 1 ounce silver is only 26. So if you take 1786 and divide it by 20, is it 26? Yeah, 2646. Well, let's just call it 2650, just to be closer. All right, let's knock that ratio down. And what I get, let's put it over here. 1786 divide 25. Oh, no, wrong. 2650. And that gives me a gold to silver ratio of 67. It's still insane. All right. So, bruh, for 1 gold coin, you can get 67 silver coins. Why are you going to buy 1 gold coin when you can get 67 silver coins? Because eventually this ratio is, I believe it, is going to go 1 to 1. So would you rather have 67 coins that are eventually going to be 1786, or would you rather have the one coin that's 1780? And also, I think this number is going to go up quite a bit also. So anyway, it's the same thing with T-Fuel. Right now, you can get 28 T-Fuel for one Theta. I would go get 28 T-Fuel, especially since they're all saying that it's probably going to get back, because the relationship right now is 1 to 5. Right? That should be the relationship. 1 to 5. It's not 1 to 5. It's 1 to 28. So T-Fuel wins. See, and I did this when it was 8 cents, and this number was some crazy thing. I don't remember what it was, but it was like 60 or something like that. I'm like, it makes sense to buy T-Fuel, and I didn't do it. I talked about it, and then T-Fuel went to 80, went to 40, which was a 5-bagger, and the coin itself, Theta, didn't do quite as well as that. But no make difference, because eventually all these numbers that we're looking at right now, like I said, that number eventually is going to be over 3,000. This number over here, I don't even know what this number is going to be. But I mean, if this is 3,000 divided by 6, so this is going to be like $50. Ballpark. I'm ballparking here, right? Again, not investment advice. I'm just talking. All right. Well, if you can buy something for 38 cents that you know in a couple of years is going to be worth $50, would you do it? Apparently not. And Theta is a pain in the ass to buy. You're right. It's not easy to get your hands on it. If you had something that was $11 that you thought was going to go to 50,000, maybe you'd buy it. See, but you don't believe it. Just like you couldn't wrap your mind around Bitcoin, you can't wrap your mind around Theta, and Theta is going to be bigger than Ethereum by far, and it could give Bitcoin a rub. Same thing here. Because of this ratio, I'm not buying gold. I'm buying silver. Right? Because eventually I'm going to be able to trade one of these for one that's half the size but weighs just as much, ounce of gold, right? Because this is 1 ounce of silver. I'm going to be able to trade straight across. I almost guarantee it. And this isn't like centuries from now. This is mere months from now. And when I say mere months, 36 months is only 3 years. It ain't 60 months. They're losing it. All right. So just position yourself accordingly. Now, you have some wealth. You need to do good works with that wealth. In the meantime, you need to be able to protect that wealth, which is why we spend the time learning the words, figuring out the documents, and making it so they don't want to mess with you. Again, I know so many people. They're like, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't want to have the hassle. I'm telling you, if you do it right, you will hand them your ID, whatever form that ID takes. They will take the ID back to their computer. They will go, oh, never mind. Just like I had happen right in front of my house. I showed him my ID. He didn't have to even look at the computer. He looked at that one. Oh, shit. It's this guy. Right? Maui's small. This is a small island. Right? There's 150,000 people on this whole island. I lived here my whole life. I used to be a radio DJ. Right? So, I mean, word has gotten out. Simple as that. Okay. Am I going to be Tantran and no, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not fucking with them. I'm not going out there and like not wearing my mask and daring them to call the police on me and stuff like that. I just stay home and I don't bother, because not all my paperwork is into my, what's the word I want? To my satisfaction. Not everything has seasoned yet. Right? Like I said, IRS and me, we're done. We're pals already. Right? They figure. This is the thing this is a true story. My little boy went to public school here, like I said, and he was scrapping like everybody else, because public schools here are fucking rough, and he don't look like everybody else because his hair is much more blonde than mine. And he got in trouble for being Howley, basically. They call him Howley, even though he was born here. But the idea being is that some of the guys that he scrapped with, they're his best friends now. Just like me. Some of the guys I scrap with in a way, hey, that's my best friend. I see him. I run into him at the freaking, wherever it is, the beach. Beers. And am I going to be like, no, I don't drink anymore? No, I'm going to have a beer is what I'm going to do. Cigarette? No, thanks. I quit smoking. That's acceptable. But I mean, come on. It's Friday or it's the weekend and we're at the beach and they're having a couple beers. And sometimes I do say, oh, what, bro, you get soda. And most of the time, no, only beer. All right, then I'm having a beer. Anyway, when we were kids, we used to scrap. Okay, same thing, IRS. When we were kids, we used to scrap. Now we're friends. Now I asked them, hey, by the way, and I haven't even gone over the fact that never all of this stuff, How about you hit them with, where's your Form 990? Are you a tax exempt, not for profit government entity? Why no? No, they're not. They're a municipal, legal, limited liability service corporation, masquerading as, right? Okay. So the idea being is that you ask the IRS, and then the IRS will tell you, and then you can say, you know what, to the county or the courts or whoever it is you're dealing with. You know, I asked the IRS for this form, and they say that they have no record of it. Can you provide it for me? Because I know they might have made a mistake, right? They don't have it, but that lets them know that that they're a private corporation, and that now maybe see. And again, they're not scared of you. They weren't afraid of me. Once I started letting them know in no uncertain terms the jig was up, all they did was just decide that, oh, you can't come into our courts anymore. They never admitted wrong. They didn't be like, oh, you busted us. Right? And see, I went down there, and there's, oops, I don't have it here. I don't have it there. No, I don't. Restitutio integrum, right? Go look some of their words up. I need some restitution here. You made me come down to your courts numerous times, and you knew that those codes and rules and codes, those statutes, well, let's just say codes and statutes, did not apply to the living man. You're not allowed to administer my estate without my consent. So those are the questions, right? I did that in videos also on these documents, where who here can administer my estate without my consent? So again, combining some of my stuff with some of this, you guys should be able to write letters that will fucking knock their socks off. That will be like, leave these motherfuckers alone. Right? And that's all you want. Okay, maybe not anymore. Now we're at the point where it's no longer just leave me alone. Now it's like, quit killing my friends. Now it's like, quit telling me that I got to put a mask on. So don't just leave me alone. Now that you've told me and you've made my life miserable, and you've tried to make it so that I have to do this, and this to just exercise the most basic rights. And by the way, you go look at the maxims, what it has to do with rights. Can exercising one of your rights, can they convert that into a crime? Can they convert that into a privilege? Can they convert that into a license or a fee? No, your rights are your rights, and they may not be leaned. But you don't can even stand up for that, because most of you are too ignorant. And when I say you, I mean me. Too ignorant to even stand up for it. You knew something was wrong. You just didn't know what, and you didn't know how to elucidate it. Well, now you know. Now you can. Now you know more excuse. And your only excuse is cowardice. I don't know. See, I don't even know. Like I said, Gregory Manarino is talking about Dash. I know dick about Dash. I don't know anything about Dash. I know a little bit about Theta. I know a little bit about SafeMoon. Because of the way things are, of course, I did a lot of research on Bitcoin and stuff like that. I get it. I understand why Bitcoin has the value it does, because people with lots of money want to move money from point A to point B, and the government's got nothing to say about it if you convert it into Bitcoin. Let's see here. And you guys can put links over here too, by the way. I mean, I know you guys claim party. There you go. I wouldn't go with lead and brass, but copper, silver, gold. Copper is king. And if you look at the copper chart, I just posted this chart. Copper is telling you what comes. Copper is tells you when inflation is coming. Inflation is coming. Copper tells you when silver and gold are going to move. Silver and gold are going to move because copper moved first. Copper is the metal to watch. Copper is king. Make no mistake. Learn that from Jim Rogers. Let's see here. Okay, now you guys are just having fun. Okay, so yeah, crypto is a huge opportunity, but get out of it. So because I'm telling you, it's also a huge trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Go see what Catherine Austin Fitts has to say about crypto and about building the prison that you right, because they're going to try and tell you that it's encrypted and private, and the shysters will have something to say about that, and they will try to get their hands on your money. You will, all right, so they can't get their hands on this if they don't know where it is. They can bust in my door and it's sitting right here, and they can grab this one, but the rest of them, where are they? I'm not telling you. There's like 3 people that know where the silver stash is, and they're going to have to go through a lot of code to get it because I gave them the way to crack the code. But anyway, and they're all related to me. Government will never find my silver stash. None of my ex-girlfriends will find my silver stash. My little boys, if I don't want them to find my silver stash, they won't be able to find my silver stash because I can just move it. But it is nowhere on this premises. That would be stupid. Like, I knew this guy was boasting he had like 400,000 coins. Sure enough, some people came to his door with guns and took his 400,000 coins. And they never did catch the guys. Well, as far as I know, last I heard that story. Okay, so you come to my house, you can get one. Is it worth all the hassle of maybe getting killed and maybe getting busted for a couple of my coins? I'm going to say no. So the idea is don't keep them in your house. Don't keep them in your house. Don't keep them in your house. Same thing. Your wallet, you can keep it up here. Right? Don't write it down and have it in your sock drawer or something because somebody could find that and there you go. Right? So the idea being is that they can't take it if they don't know where it is. And it's not yours if you don't have a handle on it. If I give this to the bank, it's the bank's. If I give this to another, I don't give a shit. Brinks, they've never lost a dime for anybody, but Brinks might, the government might tell Brinks that they can't give it to you. They got to give it to them, or they got to give a piece of it to them before they can give it to you. I've had that happen to me, where I had $120,000 coming my way, and the IRS was like, we're just going to take 20 grand just for safekeeping. And then when I said, you didn't have any right to take that 20 grand, I want it back. They're like, excuse me, can't hear you. Right? So anyway, the idea being is don't give them a chance to interlope because they will, right? I mean, any transaction. So anyway, the point being is that once you learn the law, a lot of these guys can't mess with you. They can't take your house. They can't take your shit. They can't anything. Again, you stand in your square, you do what's right, learn the law, and you are just been armored up 100%. Like I said, this to me is beyond my pay grade because I never would have told you what to write. I never put my documents online, etc. I showed you a couple of them and so forth. And then, and this is the other thing that Alphonse needs to understand. All 3. Thumbprint, seal. 3 elements to that. And you can even say, from now on, if it doesn't have these 3 elements, that's not my signature. Something that you made with a pen, wet ink signature, your unique thumbprint, and the seal. And if you want to get the government involved, start figuring out how to put and where stamps to put on your documents. And again, it's not the 1 5-cent stamp. It's the fact that if millions of you do this, then it's millions of 5-cent stamps. All right. And, on every document, I can't remember. I was looking at how many documents it is because there are some places where they have a document fee. And see, and that's the other thing, as Patrick Devine and a couple of other people whose names escape me at the moment were saying is, they started making their code of civil procedure and their APAs and so forth, or you put very few words on each page. So that means if you have a pure page document fee, then you got more pages and it costs more. That's all they're doing. Any little thing they can extort wealth from you, they will. And the idea is that, it's not just the one document. It's the fact that there's millions of documents. So those small fees add up. Okay. Thanks. I'm going to assume that's aimed at me and not somebody else in the chat. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. I mean, have you already seen? Dude, I remember back in the day. I remember when we were up in Idaho and I was shooting off rounds, and we thought that I think we had something crazy, or what we thought was crazy at the time. We had something like 5,000 rounds. Bro, we blew that off in it was a couple of hours. It wasn't even 2:00 in the afternoon before we were out of ammo, and we didn't start till late in the morning. We were just shooting guns, and most of those magazines. I think the one gun held, it was a 45. I think it held 6 because it was a tiny one. And then there was another one we had that held 10. And then we had a couple of rifles that were 1 shot at a time, basically. And we blew off $5 grand easy. Now try buy 5,000 rounds. You know how much 5,000 rounds is going to cost you? I mean, it's crazy what they got the price of ammo up to. See, and that was the trick, right? Okay, you can have the guns, but you can't have any bullets. They're not stupid. Anyway, I think we'll leave it at that. And we're already going on 2 hours. So this will technically be a short one for me because I'm usually going on for freaking 2-3 hours. But like I said, it takes a while to learn this stuff. And mostly I was coming here to say, take a look at this crypto. Theta is just about to take off. If you missed the run from 65 cents to $11, you never miss nothing because it's coming. It's probably going to go 10 bags from here, probably more than that. So find out about Theta and T-Fuel. Oops. And here, I'll put the links over here. And SafeMoon. SafeMoon is a really long shot. Do not put money into this that you can't afford to lose or that you're going to need for rent or something. Like, none of that. Just, anyway. Again, not investment advice, but I'm saying putting money into crypto because you think it's going to go up, and then you're going to turn your 100 into 500, and then you're going to pay rent with it. What if it goes the other way? Here's the T-Fuel, which is, holy crap, 39.91. So I'm only down 2 cents. I have a lot of T-Fuel at much less than that, but the bulk of my T-Fuel was at 40 because I just dumped it in there because it's a long story. I knew better, but screw it. I just wanted to take it out and put it in there. And I don't have to dink around with other coins going up and down in value and so on and so forth. And all right, so here is the T-Fuel. And then here is the Theta at 11.29. It's All right. Did I get it? Yes. All right. And then put it over here. All right. So those are the coins I was talking about. Oh, and I also talked about Dash, but I don't have Dash up, so go find it yourself. But like I said, I don't know anything about Dash. I know that much. I know it's a crypto coin. All right. So I'm probably not the guy to be taking investment advice when it comes to crypto from, especially since I'm not real keen on the crypto in the first place. Because, like I said, crypto, do you think that's the money for the living? Although I do see that I'm sure it's going to be part of the quote unquote solution. So you should educate yourself a little bit about crypto. And then what's the point if you're a crypto millionaire, if everybody can come and take your money in fees and licenses and taxes and extort from you and so on? If you learn what Alphonse, myself, Patrick Devine, many others, the guy from Stop the Pirates, there's a great source of information for no money. I think like his whole package is like $70. You can start with that. But anyway, the guy at Stop the Pirates, that's for bill collect. Like I said, I'm so far past that. Bill collectors don't even. First off, I don't have any bills from them to collect on, and second off, if I do, because recently, just to prove to my girlfriend, I was showing off for my girlfriend. Literally, I was just showing off for my girlfriend. I took out I can't remember how much it was, $6,000. Okay, where'd they get the money? I know where they got the money. They got the money from my accounts. And they charged me for the privilege of tapping my account. And then they wanted me to pay it back to them. Same thing that they do with mortgages and so forth, with my labor. When they didn't risk anything at all. It was my signature that made the whole thing. So anyway, I just showed her. I took $6,000 out of my accounts, paid these guys $200 and something for the privilege, and never paid them again a dime. Actually, no, I didn't even do that. So I was being naughty. And then I just dared them to collect it from me. This is a woman that had gone through bankruptcy herself many moons ago. Had she known me many moons ago, she never would have paid them a dime. But she didn't believe me. So anyway, and then boom, what? They wrote me some threatening letters. I wrote them some threatening letters back, and they decided maybe it was a bad idea to mess with this guy. Done. Oh, make sure they right. And anyway, it's a long story. But if you do it right, it's going to say paid as agreed on your credit report. Because it is paid as agreed. Because I didn't. Anyway, if you do it right, there's a way to go about it, and your credit will still be good. All right. The point being is the credit portion that he does and the tax portion, I'm past that. I'm done with that part. I already took care of that part of my life many moons ago. Now is just letting some of these motherfuckers know that I'm a member of the living. You don't have any authority over me. I'm not subject to your codes and statutes, and stop it. Right? That birth certificate, I know, is an absolute fraud, and everything that comes after that birth certificate, therefore, is fraud, because fraud vitiates everything, not some things. Secondly, I educated myself when it came to learning about contracts. So I figured out that, wait a minute, those got to be voidable contracts. Wait a minute, there's 5 elements to the contract, and none of their contracts that they try to tell you is a contract meet the 5 elements of a contract. So they can't be contracts. They might be agreements. And even when they say, if no other agreement, they don't say contract. They say if no other agreement is in place, the UCC applies. Okay, I'm cool with that. I used to teach UCC and trust law and stuff like that. I'd rather have common law though. So now I'm going to let you know that UCC, no good. But I'll tell you what, since you don't have any record of any agreement because I'm a dumbass and I didn't send my paperwork in, I have the stamp that says without prejudice and that we have no contract. And it's according to your own UCC that you say is the agreement that's in place, 1308. And see, if they ask me what 1308 is, I'm going to get to the point. I don't have it down yet, but I'm getting to the point where I can fucking recite it to them. Right? Because again, if you make any statement or claim, any fucking word that's on the documents that you send, the documents that Alphonse has there, you better know the definition of every fucking word, not just some of them, and not just what you think it means. Go look it up. And then you also probably should know why the statement is there. And then, like I said, know where to sign, know what to put on it. Maybe you don't want to put a date on it unless you're going to put the stamp thing. But there's a whole thing about now time. Right? This document is now. That's why you'll see a lot of the founding documents and a lot of documents don't have a date on there. Right? I mean, on the official face of it, you know when the document is created. But I mean, at the same time, find out about that. Do you want to put a date on there or not? Or do you want to put the date in the body of the text? And when you put the date in there, spell everything out. In other words, you don't. No. December 7th. Right? Because they consider it rude, their etiquette. And like I said, does the APA, I mean, no, but some things do. So learn those do's. And like in Hawaii, you come to Hawaii, take your fucking shoes off before you come to the house. It's custom here. Right? It's not custom in North Idaho or you have mud rooms and everything. Right? But then again, see, right? Mud room. Why? So you can take your boots off so you can get the house muddy. But in Hawaii, you just take your shoes off ahead of time. Okay. They don't want you putting, well, I can't say that directly, but I mean, spell your stuff out. Just put it that way. Just spell the words, right? Spell the numbers. Do not use symbol. Use this. Now, on the notices and attachments to your documents, you can, I don't know. What am I going to say? Like 28 USC 1746. All right. If you were going to mention that in your document, and you shouldn't, you should put that as a thing. But if you were going to put that down in your signing statement, then 28 is spelled out. USC is United States Code, and 1746 is 1746.1 ONE. Right? You're signing without that corporation, not within the corporation. And the corporation tells you at 28 USC 1746 how to sign. Go look them. Kind of important. Okay. Just went over 2 hours. Enough already. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for everything. Patreon just gave me $48.03. Thank you so much. That's you guys that did that. And most of that wasn't for math. And everybody that signed up, I always say, hey, you want a free something or another? And nobody ever does. So thanks. I have a couple people there that are subscribing because of math and the whole other world. But the bulk of that $48.03 came from you guys. What am I going to do with that? Am I going to buy a silver coin? Might buy a silver coin. I might go to KIva and loan some money to, those microloans. Find out about this. Go look for the 100 monkeys on KIva. That's what I should do. Right? Help others. Right? You cannot do any service to self without serving others. It's not bullshit. It's not some Sufi goofy new age thing. Let's see here. There you go. Oh, I should have clicked the other one. Bro, just sign me in. You're kidding, right? All right, so this one doesn't have it. Let's see here. Let me go try on the other one. See, my mind is so small now is that I don't remember all my login and stuff, so I just want to do it automatically. Anyway, I'm going to put the link to the 100 Monkeys, and you'll see that I'm kind of carrying that group right there. I'm the only one that's made the bulk of the loans were made by me. Oh, shoot. Dude, I was just here. All right. Short answer is no. All right. So I can't do that this time. I can't do it on the fly because I can't find it. Anyway, I'll put it below or something like that. But basically what it is for as little as $25, you can loan money to people in foreign countries where $25 goes a long way. A bunch of people get together and say the person wants to needs $1,000 loan. Well, a whole bunch of us put in $25 a piece, and then over time they pay it back. They're microloans. It's worth it, and it's not like huge usury or whatever. And it allows a lot of women and others to do small businesses, and you need capital, and what you're doing is giving them capital without being like at KIva. There are other ones that you can do where you actually earn interest on your money and loan it out. No, I just do KIva. I don't get any interest, and then the thing is, when they pay me back, then you can loan it out to somebody else. And anyway, it's KIva, and I will put the link afterwards since I can't find it now. You'll find the link in the description or in the comments below. I've been doing that with comments. Okay, peoples, educate yourself. Look, it's happening. Right? It's happening. Alphonse is absolute proof. It's happening. Many others are absolute proof. People have had enough. And rather than get violent about it, arm yourself with knowledge. And they cannot stand. There's millions of us. There's thousands of them. And once you understand that, they're like spoiled children. They're like the bullies on the playground. You have to treat them with love and respect. Like I said, we could have had a completely different outcome under that coconut tree that day when I was surrounded by 3 officers if I wanted to be a complete asshole, or if I was scared, or if I was, right? But no, the guy even wrote on the ticket. He respectfully declined, I think is what he put, or very respectfully declined, right? Because we bump fists, everything. But my enemy is not that cop. Right? My enemy is the bar. My enemy is right? You got to identify the enemy. The enemy is trying to kill you right now by tricking you, and right. And I got a friend. I'll mention his name out loud. Dickie Botello is a good friend of mine. Dickie's broke ass ranch here on Maui. He stayed in critical condition. He stayed in ICU after taking the second shot. Who gonna take care of his animals? You know what, kids? Who gonna take care of his guns? Who gonna take care of all that stuff? I almost guarantee you, if he's at War Memorial, the hospital here, you can go in there, with a busted pinky, and you might not come out. That hospital is not a good place to be. So him in ICU after the second, I don't have much hope there. Right? Dumbassery. They're killing your friends. They're killing my friends. I don't know anybody personally that died of the Rona, but I know crap. I'm over 6 now, half a dozen. People I know who they are, gone after taking the shots. You know how much grief that is in my circles? 6. It's not done. We're not even started. It's coming. And you know what can tell these people? Nothing. You can't warn them. They are absolutely under the spell. They've been trained, and you can't tell them anything. And if you try to tell them, they'll call you crazy, or a racist, or a Nazi, or a white supremacist, or a Republican, or an anti this or that, right? Okay, so don't bother. Meantime, if these are your friends, relations, loved ones, you better figure out how to get them to get their shit in order. Their personal affairs. Who gets the house? Who going to take care of the kids? Is the car taken care of? right? When my mom died, car basically just went down there and they signed the car into my name because she had insurance on it. So when she died, now it's my car. I was the beneficiary of that. Numerous accounts that she had, so on and so forth. It was all taken care of because she, in our case, she had cancer, so she knew it was coming. And so she got her fucking ducks in a row. These people do not seem to understand that they need to get their ducks in a row. So you might need to figure out how to gently tell them, and you don't have to scare them with, oh, you took a shot, you're going to die. None of that. Just, it's a good idea with all this thing going around to get your affairs in order. And then help them get their affairs in order. Nobody wants to have those conversations. And even if it wasn't the shot, and even if it wasn't, your affairs should be in order. Right? My sons know who gets what. My girlfriend knows what she gets. Everybody knows if I get hit by a bus, what happens. It's already been taken care of. Right? I sat down and thought about it and wrote my will down on paper. And guess what? Ain't nobody that needs to see that. All they need to know is that there is one. You don't have to show the government that. You don't have to show TDA that. You don't have to show the bankruptcy court that. All you have to do is say that, yes, there is a will in place and that certain people know where that is. I ain't got no trust and I don't have any probate. I'm not going to probate. No judge is going to decide where my stuff goes. Right? The state does not interlope and take a piece out of that. My people know who gets it. Just like when I didn't put my thing, the only thing that they got one piece of property that I didn't care about. And I'm thinking about going back and get that. But the bottom line is all of her personal effects I didn't need a judge. We didn't need any of that. It was already taken care of. All right. So same thing. This is just I used to do this, estate planning, setting up trusts and so forth, insurance, blah, 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 mutual funds, stocks and bonds, securities and so forth, estate planning, trust planning, etc. All right. Nobody likes to think about that because you're thinking about a time when you're not here anymore. So you don't have to come at it like, oh, you got this thing and now you're going to die and you only got 2 years to live and oh, you're such a fuck up and blah, blah. None of that. Just say, hey, all this stuff is going on. Since you did do this, then you know that there's possibility that things could happen. Why don't you prepare for it ahead of time? And just have a sane, sober conversation over tea or whatever. And okay, so we should probably write some of this stuff down. And I'm talking about talking to your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother or your children if they're adults. Children that have children. Take care of this stuff. Because I know plenty of people where, just because of the business I was in, but also just life in general, where they weren't expecting to kick the bucket. And through unseen, life happens. Car accidents happen. Motorcycle accidents happen. Surfing accidents happen. All kind of shit happens. You don't live like that. You can't live scared like, oh God. But at the same time, and you don't. You just live like. One of the things that really hit me from both of my sons is I taught my sons that the last thing you say, because this is Hawaii and aloha means I love you, right? Aloha means hello. Aloha means goodbye. But best of all, it means I love you. All right. We don't speak Hawaiian necessarily. But every time my sons, and when their grandmother died, the last thing that they had said to their grandmother was, I love you. Goodbye, Grandma. Love you. Right? And then they didn't see her again. And she, of course, said, love you too, little boys, etc. Right? Okay. So you don't know. So the one thing that you do want to do, when your loved one leaves the house, you say, I love you before they leave. Right? Even my boy, he just goes up to his friend's house. The last thing he says to me before he leaves, love you, Dad. Right? Love you, little boy. Or love you, man, child. Or whatever. Right? Because you don't know. But you cannot live like that. Like, oh my God, what if he died? Right? And I know parents that do. They hardly let their kids out of the house now. Children, sons and daughters. Okay, you're not going to live like that. But what I'm saying is prepare. Just like this. Educate self. Educate others. And don't fall into the traps. Simple. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to get on that. I'll leave you with this. Notice the A at the end. Literally, mask. They're turning you into persons. I'd rather be a man. And some of you guys rather be a man with a womb. Right? We call them womans. But they're trying to turn you into personas. It's a play. It's magic. It's their spelling. They are casting spells. And the best spells are the ones you're not aware of. They are master illusionists. And you can break through and destroy these illusions. Hey, that sounds like, what's his name's page? Destroying the illusion. I like according to Jordan, but I mean, still, right? Because it's his point of view. I don't agree with everything that guy has to say. In fact, I don't agree with everything anybody has to say, to include Alphonse. But at the same time, he going on the wrong path. Same thing with Kirk Slockwine. I don't agree, but 99% of the time. See, and I'll tell you, go find out about flag law. Even though everybody thinks that's nonsense, just go find it. Don't try to apply flag law, but go find out about flag law. But anyway, I'll leave you with this. Look up that word. All right, folks. Educate self. Educate others. Mostly educate self. And then maybe you can educate some others. E pluribus unum, because we're going to get through this. And Alphonse, me, Kurt, you guys, all of us together. That's how we win this thing. No one of us by ourselves. All of us together. E pluribus unum. Right? Together we're one. Okay? And that's the thing. This is what they've been trying to do to us. And very successfully now, you see in front of your eyes, divide us. However they can divide us. If they can divide us by sex, by race, by income level, by the music we like, by whatever the fuck, by the sports team, whatever, however they can fucking divide us, right? But we are all Americans. We are all Americans. We are all Americans. Even our Canadian brothers and sisters are Americans. Even our Mexican brothers and sisters, they are also Americans. Right? And they can call themselves Mexicans and they can call themselves Canadians. We call ourselves Americans, not U.S. persons. Right? We are free men and women whose rights come from God Almighty. Educate yourself. This is the fact. I'm telling you the truth. Okay, Crime Stoppers. I'll talk to you guys soon. Oh, wait. Got to end the stream. Okay, we'll try that one more time. I'll talk to you guys soon.